you a musician interested in improving your performance? Welcome to Notes on Jazz. I'm your host, Keith Davis. If you want to learn more about jazz improvisation, harmony, and composition, or just want to improve your piano skills, this is the place for you. We'll be hosting interviews with fellow musicians, offering tips and techniques on study and practice, and lots of other cool stuff. Whatever instrument you play, or if you're a vocalist, you will find something helpful and interesting here. So come hang out with us at Notes on Jazz. Hi, and welcome to Notes on Jazz. I'm your host, Keith Davis. I'm here with one of my favorite pianists of all time, Art Lande. Art's just a wonderful pianist, composer, recording artist. He's recorded a lot of albums under his own name and a lot with a lot of other great musicians. He's definitely an important figure in the world of American music. So, hi, Art. How are you doing today?
Good, Keith. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm really pleased to have you here. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, thanks for calling.
Yeah. So this podcast is kind of, one of its focus points is for musicians who are learning about music and learning about jazz and learning about improvisation. So we'll touch on that a little bit, and I want to ask you about some of your projects. But I thought we could start by just asking you about some of your background. How did you get started with music, and how did you get into playing jazz or improvised music?
Well, I was kind of born into it, actually. My dad played piano. I mean, he retired from being a musician before I was born, but he would play standards every Sunday for 2 hours, and I would lie on the couch, and I learned all these songs when I was a baby, really.
Wow.
And he was good friends with Teddy Wilson, and, of course, one of the great players of all time. And Teddy was at my first birthday party. So he'd say, well, I was welcome to the club very soon.
Wow.
And then if we would go hear him play, even when I was like 10 years old or something, then he would invite me up to play with his trio so he could hang with my parents.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So music was always around, jazz was around, and I was studying classical music too, which I enjoyed and still enjoy. And so it was always both things going, and there was a lot of sheet music on the piano, the original versions of a lot of the standards. So you'd have Stardust, but it would be the Hoagie Carmichael's actual voicings. And
wow.
so sometimes if somebody hears me play, I'm actually playing the exact things that were written by all the great Jerome Kern and all these people, how they like to voice the chords. And I think I learned a lot from that, just putting my hands on the piano in those ways.
Yeah.
And we'd go also to hear music. So I think I heard Oscar Peterson when I was four years old, and I was sitting there eating my chicken and ribs at this club in New York City, and he comes out with 10 rings on all his fingers, and the trio was great. It was Ed Thigpen and Ray Brown, and
yeah.
And I just say, I want to do that. That looks fun. I heard Dizzy Gillespie and James Moody, and I heard, all these great players growing up, and then being in New York until I was 18, and I went off to college. But then even those some years after, I'd come into town and go hear everybody at Slugs, for instance, 1969.
Wow.
Hear, Freddie Hubbard and Joe Henderson, who I ended up playing with many years later quite a bit. And,
wow.
And all sit within 3 feet of them all and stay all night. And
wow.
So, I think the strongest thing was doing it so early and and then getting and making bands from when I was in 7th grade, having guys over and trying to learn songs, and then being exposed to listening live.
Mm-hmm.
That inspired me always amazingly,
Sure. Yeah, that's amazing. That's an amazing story. So
Well, it was good fortune for me, I didn't like New York, but it sure helped me get deeply involved in the music,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you absorbed it naturally. That's like learning a language, When you learn it young, it just goes directly into you.
Yeah, I would practice first on Sunday mornings. My dad was always at work, but then Sundays he was home, and I would practice. I'd play all my classical music, and then I'd play some jazz, and then I'd lie on the couch, and he would play.
Wow.
And then we watched the ball game. That was what happened on Sunday.
That's great.
Yeah.
Wow. So about those experiences, besides, all these people, they're all great musicians that you mentioned. Did you consider any of them, did you study with any of them, or did you consider them to be your mentors? Or
No.
Did they teach you informally? Did you talk to them?
In those days, people didn't study jazz like today, We just played.
Yeah.
So you got your experience by playing with either your peers or people beyond you. And I got a lot of chances pretty early to play with people older than me and more experienced, and then enthusiastic people my own age.
Mm-hmm.
I did go to Berkeley in Boston, I think summer of '67.
Wow.
But it wasn't about, my teacher, he knew stuff, but it was summer, he'd just look out the window, he was bored, he didn't want to be teaching.
Yeah.
And so, but Michael Brecker was my best friend at Berkeley, and we just played all day and all night, every day.
Wow.
It was real love. And his brother, too, Randy, we became friends. And David Ware, kind of avant-garde saxophone player from Newark, New Jersey, was there, too. And we would all just play. We weren't looking for instruction. We were so happy to meet each other.
Yeah.
And find like-minded people who were as into the music as we were, because, Michael was from Philadelphia. He had never met anybody quite like me, and I'd never met anybody like him.
Yeah.
And same with David Ware, inner city, black Newark. It was so great to get to know him and make music with him. And the classes were not the important thing. The important thing was that. And then, I don't think I ever took on drums. I did a few times. Jerry Granelli for sure, Alvin Queen, and all the drummers who I played with have helped me over the years with little things, But mostly it's by doing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I try to tell my students as well. Half of it is listening and half of it is playing and playing with other people. It seems like,
there's information.
Yeah.
And of course, the schools have gotten better and better because like here in Boulder, for instance, at CU, where I'm the artist in residence, kind of permanent artist in residence. But the faculty is all players. They're not academics.
Right.
They're great players. And so we're always pushing on, play, write, interact, play with us. There is some information that can be useful, but it's not that useful, actually.
Yeah. There's a basic, understanding the theory, right, and the harmony, how harmony works.
Yeah, but I didn't know any of that.
Yeah, you learned it by ear, yeah.
That's why I play more from melody than chords even today.
Yeah.
So, now everything is emphasized about harmony.
Right.
And Bruce Williams and Paul McCandless, all of us who came up where our parents played, we just knew the songs and then we'd grade them, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We'd jazz them up. We'd make our own. We'd keep playing the melody but change it.
Uh-huh.
So we weren't thinking, I didn't know all these chord things very much. I didn't really study that until college, and then I studied, you know, old harmony from Bach and four-part chorales and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
So, which did help too, but it wasn't harmony-based, it was melody and rhythm-based, which to me still is the center, because the music is singing and dancing. It's not an intellectual thing. And the listeners don't know the hell difference between A minor 7 flat 5 and the moon. So that they hear the melodic heart of the person. They hear it talking through music. And they feel rhythmic things and phrasing, which is like speech. And then they can connect. They don't really care about these high-level harmonic things, even though I understand all that.
Sure.
It's not by far the center of what I do at all.
Yeah, I can hear that in your playing. There's a lot of, it's very melodic. And between the hands, like I listen to your solo recordings, it's like, it's very, there's a lot of freedom of how you interpret the melody. And it doesn't just have to be one hand playing the melody and one hand playing harmony. It's very interactive, and it's very free sounding. Very, I don't know how to describe it. It's
all parts. Hear your part, whether it's your left and right hand or it's you and the bass player and the drummer and the sax player. You got to hear your part, which is speech-like. It's talking.
Yes.
And so, of course, it's interactive. And also, Keith, if you really look at modern music, just put the radio on. It's not about harmony, at least in this culture.
Sure.
Maybe in Brazil there's still something, but it's not like the 40s or the 30s.
Right.
It's all rhythm, and I mean, there's precious little melody too, but it's, and if I think of some of the great composer players of our time, they're more using interactive lines and parts, not so much these chords which limit our expression of melody so much. Play these thick chords and you're supposed to fit into these chords and color by number. It's not what's going on.
Yes, I agree.
We realize that that's too limiting. There's nothing wrong with it, and it's not something that I don't do at all, but more interested in the intersection of us all telling our stories, you know.
Yes, that's very well said. I understand that, and I hear that in your playing as well. And
and all the players, including the drums, everybody is playing melodically and rhythmically. Phrasing is so important. Space, breath, listening to each other, working off each other's ideas. This is central for me. I don't want to just play the chords and somebody so over the top of it. It's not. It was fine. It's nothing bad about it, but there's plenty of other things that are more interesting to me.
Yes. Yeah, it is limiting. I agree with you. When you get too stuck in thinking about the harmony, it limits what you can do. The more chords you have, the more limited you are in what you can do, actually.
Yeah, I mean, you can get pretty free about it when you really understand it, but I think of it a little culturally, too, that coming up into the 60s, you know, which is when I went to high school and college, we wanted everyone to have a voice, you know, which is still being everything coming from the harmony is almost like having a king and a queen telling you, and then you're supposed to follow along. If it's A minor, you're only supposed to play these kind of things. And so it's kind of hierarchical. The harmony and the bass note tell you what to do. Mm-hmm. And we said, well, maybe not. Mm-hmm. And players who freed that, including some of the great bass players I got to play with, I would say especially Bar Phillips, Dave Holland, these people who, or Kent McLagan here in Colorado, the bass note is not home. Mm. Bass note is just something low a lot of the time, and they'll play any bass note they want.
Right.
Same with Peacock and Charlie Hayden, all these players that I've played with. They're not dictating. We're communicating. They'll say, well, what about this tone? And I might say, I don't care. Or I might say, well, I'm going to make that minor. And then they'll say, well, what about if I do that? So we're discussing as we're playing. It's not the boss or the band leader or any of that limiting the others by saying, well, you have to do this or else you get fired or you're not a good player or all these silly things.
Yeah.
So I think it's also true democracy of everybody having a voice and everybody affecting each other. The drummer doesn't just keep the beat anymore. The time is within the band, and maybe there is no beat. The bass player doesn't have to do the roots. The piano player doesn't have to play chords. When I had this amazing tour when I was in my mid-20s with Lee Konitz and Red Mitchell. And I realized, Lee was used to playing with Warren Marsh. No, he often didn't play with piano. Mm-hmm. And he didn't say anything, but I realized I don't want to play any chords. Mm-hmm. And we played for a whole week. I didn't play one chord. I played mostly single counter lines and the most of two notes at once, the most I played. So that he had the same freedom as when he played with a second horn. I was just like a second horn. Mm-hmm. But he didn't tell me to do that. I just intuited this might work better. And so he can do all his melodies that he hears without me interrupting or telling him, here's the chord. He knows the chords. So I would make counter melodies, and he liked it a lot,
Mm-hmm. I'm sure he did. Yeah. Well, you took some of the words out of my mouth when you said this music, it's like a true democracy. It's everybody has their voice. Everybody gets to contribute their part. It's like a conversation in which everybody gets to take part.
Yeah, all the bands I'm in, if we don't care about soloing actually at all. It's just a texture. But if somebody feels, to me, a solo is you create a world, a piece, whether it's a composed piece or an improvised piece, and it's a story. It has a center to it. It's about something. Mm-hmm. And then if someone solos this, it's making an atmosphere, or we call it a world, to live in for the listener too, and for us. So you're in this world, and then each player, if you take a solo, it means I'm going to tell you how it feels to be in that world right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to share, well, maybe they're angry about it, or maybe it makes them sweet or tired or energetic or whatever it does, or, strange. Here, I'm going to tell you how it feels to be in the world that we've created, this universe. And then different people solo to tell how they feel, and sometimes we solo, double solo, like, let's talk about how we feel being in this world.
Yeah.
And we don't script it, so the drums might solo first if he has something to say, and maybe he only goes a few bars, and then he doesn't have anything else to say. Just like if you're carrying groceries and you're tired, then you give the bag to somebody else. So rather than playing stuff you don't feel or want to play when you've completed your statement, long or short, then you pass it to somebody else to do it, you know.
Uh-huh. But
it's not set of who plays when or how long they play or anything, or we get to a part of the form that we like, and I just circle my hand. Well, I don't even have to do that anymore. It's like, let's stay here for a while because we like this part. We like these two chords. We're just going to do these as long as it's fun, you know.
Uh-huh.
So we get this freshness each time we play, and this ability of everybody to say what they want when they want and be supported, and also not force playing. Why do I have to get to the end of the chorus? I have nothing else that I want to say. Then somebody else can take that. You know?
Yeah. So when you're playing with these people that I'm presuming that people that you're playing with now, even you treat
our community here,
uh-huh.
people my age and people half my age that studied with me and were playing better than me, and luckily let me play with them. So this is something that, you know, they're in my studio all the time and we play. We don't rehearse to learn songs. We rehearse to learn how to be together, how to express, and how to create a team, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And there's quite a few of us here. And then, of course, the people I've played with so long, whether it's Dean Johnson in New York or Bruce Williamson or people in California, Peter Barchet or Alan Hall, or people in Seattle, you know, that we have this history already. And we don't have to talk about these things anymore because we long ago came to agreement about that and worked on it at home, not on stage,
mm-hmm.
and talked about life and talked about what we want. And the last thing I say at a gig is play everything you want, don't play anything you don't want. That's the goal. Don't be stuck. Don't feel I should do this. You don't want this tempo, get rid of it. You want to speed up, speed up. You don't want to solo, don't solo. Just really trust your instincts and no shoulds. Just, those are my people, you know.
I want to be part of your community.
It's so powerful.
Yeah.
And it's not called anything. It's
sure.
It's not a system.
Sure.
It's just friends over life, you know. And God, I was playing with Shane Hensley the other day. You must know Kneebody, my favorite band in the world. But anyway, you know, I know Shane since he's 18. And now he's 40 or whatever he is. And I was at his wedding, and he's my friend. And I think he's the greatest improviser on the earth. And we play amazing together every time. So we did a beautiful memorial for Ron Miles some months ago, and I composed this piece for Ron, who we loved so much, called A Few Miles, and we just played a duo. There were thousands of people outside celebrating him and at this park in Denver, and you know, we didn't even really rehearse it. We know how to play together, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's international too, you know, because I lived in Switzerland for some years, and I toured Europe 32 years in a row, and I met and played with people from all over the planet and learned from them and shared with them and can stay in good touch, even though I haven't gone in some years. I still,
mm-hmm.
and so women are so important part of my music life, always have been. Teaching and making bands, and the women are writing the most amazing music now, I think. the Carmen Sandam and Emily Takahashi here and John Clement. I mean, these are incredible musicians and composers. Peggy Stern, all these people. Mm-hmm. And that's also something that was just like the old thing of following all the chord changes and that being the only thing you do, that it was too much guys, you know?
Yeah, right.
It was stifled by that. Mm-hmm. You know, Carla Blake broke that. A lot of people broke that. But it's been hard for the women to emerge. And here, you know, it's the women are totally equal to the men, and we play all the time, and they're the band leaders, and they're the composers, and
yeah,
it really works great.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Really important part of whether also all the cultural diversity, the age diversity, that we all can help each other and learn from each other and celebrate, you know, make music. Hmm.
Yeah, that's
so
beautiful.
What else up, Keith?
Well, I want to come. I want to come to Colorado and play with you and your friends.
Well, people do it all the time, and I say I'm going to gather the troops, and you know, I say, well, this guy's coming to town, and let's all get together and share with them, and it happens all the time.
Yeah.
And they all say yes.
Yeah.
You know, they all say sure. When? Tuesday afternoon? Okay, we'll be there.
Awesome.
You can bring your music. We'll play your music. We can free improvise. You can play. You know, give a chance for anything to happen.
That sounds great. I'm going to come.
It happens all the time.
Yeah, I'm going to come. I am. We talked about this a few years ago, actually, before we had this, you know, the scourge that took over for a while.
Oh yeah, it's been hard. And then I've had a lot of medical challenges, so it's been a little harder at the last couple of years, but it's still happening. Yeah, anyway, even on Monday it's happening.
Yeah, that sounds great.
You know, Jay Clayton came to town. I mean, I've been playing with Jay for 50 years. She might have been the first 12-tone improvising singer, the first I was ever aware of. We met in San Francisco in the early 70s. So she came and we taught together and we played a concert, you know, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
It's, you know, so alive and so a lot of history, but also present time. You know? Mm-hmm. She's 83. Wow. So what?
Yeah.
No, really.
Yeah, sure.
She's amazing, and she taught the kids this beautiful exercise, which we did in the workshop. So you do. It's called 4-10-2.
Okay.
And she said, "Do you know 4-10-2?" I said, "No, I don't know. How does it work?" Well, it's in open space, so there's no. You can do whatever tones you want. So she does it with her singers, but we also do it with the instrumentalists. So you play 4 notes, long tones. Uh-huh. Any 4, one after the other. They can be as long as you want, as high or low, whatever tones you want. And then you do 10 fast tones. Uh-huh. Those kind of, and then you do 2 more long ones that are soft. Huh. And if we had sometimes 10 people doing that at once, and it was cool.
That sounds cool. Man.
Great.
Yeah, that sounds great.
And then maybe even you can have a soloist. So that's the orchestra playing that, and then somebody can solo while that's happening. Uh-huh. You know, but this, for us, this is a normal thing, but it's still considered, you know, avant-garde or unusual. This just means that, you know, you're using space and time how you want it, not in a... And then we did blues, but she taught the kids about 4 blueses, real simple ones, you know, you know, these kind of things. Uh-huh. And then you could play whichever one you want. They played them all at once. And then they soloed, and you can play them all at once in different keys. You can play them all at once at different speeds.
Yeah.
And you can hear the themes, but all this other stuff can happen. I mean, again, as a child of the 60s, Jay even is a little older than me, but I mean, she was hanging around with Steve Lacy in the 60s.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, we're just curious.
Uh-huh.
If we're not great, we're still interested in what happens if you do that. How does that sound? We want to hear the sounds of things, not gloat over our skill.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't give a darn about any of that.
Right. So do you approach recording the same way? I mean, you have compositions, actually. In fact, I've been listening to your solo Monk recording a little bit yesterday and today. And when you play something like that, that was a live concert, I believe. Do you just approach it? You don't approach it with any prearranged arrangements or anything. You just sit down and play the songs you know? And
no, that's not accurate.
No, okay.
I mean, it's everything, Keith.
Yeah.
So, the boy-girl band, free improvising band we had for 21 years, 4 boys, 4 girls. We never talked about the music. People from classical, from rock, a painter, and a million toys strewn in the middle of the room. And we just play. Mm-hmm. No preparation, nothing, other than we rehearsed every Tuesday night from 7 to 8:30 for 20 years. Yeah. Yeah. And, we're all friends and we love each other, and everybody, you do what you want. So we're prepared. Yeah. So, all the way to totally through composed pieces that we practiced for months. I mean, I made 5 or 6. You check out my website, artlande.com, and you'll see that I've made 5 or 6 records in the last 3-4 years, and I think they're all great. Yeah. And some of them are composed, and a lot of practicing, months of rehearsal. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, we go and we have to meet the present moment. Mm-hmm. We're not stuck in a thing. Mm-hmm. But, even totally through composed pieces, everything is written, and we play it as written. Mm. So all the way from nothing planned to everything rehearsed, mm-hmm. way beyond what most people do. Yeah. And then edit it, and then spend tons of time in the studio getting mixing and mastering, getting the sound exactly what we want, mm-hmm. eliminating any stupid stuff we did that we don't want on there. So anything from everything goes to let's get this exactly how we want it. Yeah. So it's not a formula. It's always different.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just finishing up a duo record with Sam Williams, another one of these guys, half my age, and he's a great saxophone player. And we're doing a duo record, and we just finished, and we spent a lot of time editing. Well, we went on too long with that part. Where can we edit that and go to the last theme? Because what we need garbage on there, Mm-hmm. We know we're flawed, but you don't have to hear it for the rest of your life. So it's a studio recording. It's different than a live recording. Yes. Or live concert, because even live recordings we edit. Yes. Okay. So that it lasts for a lifetime. It's not better because we didn't touch it. Right. We have the capability now. We play the note sharp. We always tell it. We have this amazing studio. Colin Bricker, I think the best recording engineer I've ever worked with, including all the ECM guys. He makes us play better. sax is a little sharp. He makes it right in tune.
Uh-huh.
I didn't play the rhythm exact with the bass, and I want it to be. I tried, I missed. He lines it up.
Yeah.
And so it sounds beautiful, how we meant it to be. That's studio life. That's
Yes.
different than getting together with Mark Miller Day and just playing, and we accept everything and say yes.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yes.
All that is possible.
Yes.
It's not this or that. It's this and that.
Mm.
That's how I look at the world. We don't play. I tell people right and wrong went out of my life long ago.
Yeah.
No, really, we don't mess with that.
No, I understand.
Poison to the music. It's like, I never have a wish about what anyone else plays. They play what they play, and maybe they miss, and they do it by accident. So what? Then we all miss to make it work. Or we just laugh, or, you know.
Yeah.
But not this good, bad, right, wrong game.
Yes.
We don't play that. We say, well, what do we do with this now? Now that that's happened, how do we go forward and make it beautiful, make it work, make it interesting? Because we're all flawed. We're going to do stuff we don't mean.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have moments where we're out of touch. Or so what?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a big relief to hear that and think that, know that, and live that way.
It's a relief, like to the students, and so, you know, here these kids out of high school. They haven't been in the world. They've been told by teachers and parents and everything, here's what you're supposed to do, here's what you're supposed to think.
Right.
And I say, well, you're grown up now. That means use your wits and learn through your errors.
Mm-hmm.
No, maybe the next time I won't enter so quickly. When the next person starts to play, maybe I'll give it some room.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll relax. And then I say, honest music is good music.
Yeah.
That's what's good music, that the person is sincere and doing the best they can to tell the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it's so integrated with how we live. I don't know if you've seen the book Mark Miller and I made.
No, I haven't yet.
So you got to check it out.
I will.
You go to my website and you'll see. But it's called Being Music, the Art of Open Improvisation. So we decided to tell all, after 50 years of playing together, why do we play? How do we play? How do we communicate? How do we live? It's all one thing, you know?
Yeah.
And so we had little discussions about every 10 days, and Mark would record them, and then he would organize and edit and make it into a form for the book. And it's been very useful to people, not only about music, but, you know, how do you live your life so it feels good, you know? It feels real, and it feels worth living.
Right.
And my older son, Aaron, who's a fantastic musician, both my kids are great players, and I love playing with them. Otis is bassist, and Aaron was the assistant concertmaster of the Greeley Philharmonic for 11 years, and then was so dismayed by the classical scene that he quit playing for 10 years, became a chef. He just thought it was awful.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I can't do this anymore. And he read our book, and then he said, now I can play again. And we've been playing. We've been doing concerts. He comes over and plays with all of us.
That's great.
And he sounds great. And he's playing doumbek again, which was his first instrument that he learned to play Middle Eastern music when we lived in Switzerland. And he's really happy. And he doesn't have any of this being perfect and right and wrong. And, you know, the conductor knows the least about the music of anybody, telling everybody what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, just all things that made no sense to him.
Mm-hmm.
Now it makes total sense, and he's able to play and really play great. Just enjoy it, not be nervous, not be stressed. It's a blessing. So, the book is as best as we could do in words to tell how, why, and what we've been up to since the early 70s,
Mm-hmm.
And after we get off the phone at 1 o'clock, he comes over and we'll play and we'll talk about our workshop we're going to do at Cal Arts. We have a whole week residency in January, which we've both done 1,000,000 times, and he went there. My son Otis went there. And it's a great place down in Valencia, California. And, we'll discuss what we're going to focus on for that week, which, of course, will be different than we think, but get some notions anyway.
Mm-hmm. That's in January?
So it's current,
So that's in January?
We're still playing together every week,
Mm-hmm. So you're doing this week-long thing again in January coming up?
Yeah, January, I think 9 through 13, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And what Mark is, you'll see if you look at the book,
Yeah.
Mark is a Buddhist practitioner, especially meditation.
Mm-hmm.
So there are things in the book, like especially the young people or people who are nervous all the time about playing or just play a lot of stuff they don't mean, to learn how to center,
Yes.
learn how to calm yourself down, show up. And especially these young people, they don't know how to do that. They need help with that.
Yeah.
So they can live their lives in an authentic way and not do a lot of silly stuff they don't really want to do.
Right.
So he'll do a meditation every morning. And I talk a lot about sports because I've refereed basketball, I've played sports all my life.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the teamwork is very similar. It's the same thing as being in a band.
Yeah.
So I use a lot of sports references.
Uh-huh.
He uses a lot of meditation and Buddhism things, and comes in from different angles of the life.
Mm-hmm.
And so we'll meet together with the students every afternoon, both of us, and then in the morning he'll do more based on meditation, and I'll do some jazz stuff. And then in the afternoon, maybe there'll be some dancers and actors, and hopefully there'll be inter-arts people too, so that we can make pieces with people who understand different stuff than us.
Mm-hmm.
I've worked with modern dance a lot. I've worked with poets. Allen Ginsberg was a good friend, and a lot of poets and theater and painters. We'll put somebody in the middle of the room and we'll say, let's do a portrait, and somebody will rap poetry and somebody will do a painting and I'll play piano. And then we'll have a portrait of this person sitting for their portrait,
Uh-huh. It sounds wonderful.
Yeah, life is hard.
Yeah. Challenges, yes.
I've had a lot of challenges these
Yeah.
last 3 years. It's kind of amazing that I'm still alive.
Yeah.
But in the midst of all that and all the cultural problems and pandemic and everything going on, the music is a way for us to celebrate. I think also just the nature. So I walk every day, just being in nature of how to be
Mm-hmm.
and how to just accept and enjoy and interact, with the things that really understand trees and rivers. Where I was at Boulder Creek yesterday. I mean, what knows more than a river?
Yeah.
And it's not esoteric at all. It's real simple. It's
Yeah,
simpler
right.
than you can imagine.
Sure, absolutely.
And, and I cook dinner almost every night, and, I get visions of the flavors, and, my son's a chef, but I'm a cook. I don't know all the theory.
Yeah.
Then I say, what about putting, just like, he plays C major chord and put a G sharp in it and see how it sounds. I said, what if you use soy sauce and lime juice? And he said, well, that makes sense to me.
Uh-huh.
But I made that. I didn't know whether you can do that.
Yeah.
So I can make teriyaki lime chicken, and it's great. But I didn't learn that from a teacher.
Yeah.
I just thought maybe that could work. And it's the same in the music. I don't know anything. Our innocence is our friend.
Yeah.
The more you know, the less you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know everything. I don't know anything. My wife turned to me a couple of years ago in Arizona. We live in Arizona in the winter, and I write a lot of music and don't do hardly any gigs and just play with a couple friends. And my wife turned to me one day and she said, I finally figured you out. What? She said, you don't exist. And I said, I knew that all along. And it's the reason that that's accurate is like if I'm outside and see the beauty of the world, I disappear.
Yeah.
There's just the beauty of the world. When I'm with my friends and my wife, I disappear. I'm into them. When I'm watching a ball game, I disappear.
Yeah.
I become what that is. When I play in a band, there's no me, there's the band, there's the sound.
Right.
And I know my part, but it's the same as I sing all the parts. We don't even, like after we play something, Kabu, the guitarist who I've played with forever, he'll say, did we play? I don't think we played. It was this music. But
yeah.
I don't think I said, you're right, none of us played.
Yeah.
This music played,
Yeah.
We didn't do anything.
Right.
And that's how it feels. But again, I know some of these things might sound, religious or special, or it's totally not that at all.
Yeah.
It's just as down home as you can get.
Right.
Simple, just flawed, simple, natural.
Sure.
And, it's the way we do the life every day.
Right. Yeah.
And that's the sound you get. And when we have our listeners that love to come, I remember a woman in Houston one time we were playing. Kabu's from Houston, so we'd go down there often and play Russian Dragon Band, all these other bands. And this woman came, and she's sitting in the back. She seemed real intelligent. She was writing stuff down. She was sitting by herself. And I went over and I said, hi, I don't know you. How you doing? And she said, that's the most honest music I ever heard. It sounded like who I am. It had beauty. It had ugly. It had boring. It had angry. It had silly. It had all the things that I feel as I'm a person.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, yeah, it's because we let all that in. We can play the dumbest stuff you've ever heard because it's fun. And then we can be really intelligent and we can play, these patterns that are kind of exceptional. And then we don't care. So she could hear all that, and I thought, wow, that's what we're going for.
Right.
That everything that person could feel being alive, she could hear in the music.
Yeah, that's what we're going for as musicians, right? Or as people, right? I mean,
exactly.
Right.
But the cool thing about it is you don't have to go for it; you just have to do it. Because I don't like working. honestly. I like work, but I don't like working. So that means when you're trying to do that, you're not doing it.
Right.
If you relax, you can. You can be in love. I've been with my wife 35 years. We're in love more every day.
Yeah.
I sync up with my kids at a level that I couldn't imagine when I was growing up because I couldn't find that with my parents. Couldn't find that common tone.
Mm-hmm.
But I see my kids pretty much every day, and we're tuned in, and when we play, I call it the blood music. It's scary. I'll be playing with Otis, I'll be playing drums, and he'll be playing bass, and we'll just start some riff in 17, and then he'll add a half beat and smile at me like, okay, now we're 17 and a half. Big deal. That's fun. It's wonderful.
Yeah, that's great.
So, with all the adversity that me and everybody, all of us have felt over these years and will, that won't end. Adversity is part of what goes on being on the planet. Then you have to have your time, your ability to connect in, including with the pain, including with the difficulty. The music can be difficult sometimes. It's like, what's going on here?
Mm-hmm.
Then maybe I'll just stand up and say, what's going on here? This is terrible. Then we changed it, We're willing to do that.
Yeah.
Or we ask the artists, what are we supposed to do now? And they'll say, play something pretty. Okay.
Yeah.
As a teacher too, it's not because I know the stuff and they don't. We know the same stuff.
Right.
I just try to open a space where we can experience it. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
That's the goal. Not here I have all the wisdom and they're just dumb because they're young or they don't know anything.
Right.
It's not accurate. They know a lot more than me in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So let's find an inquiry. Ken Bernstein, who played guitar in the boy girl band for many, many years, is a wonderful artist. One day he said, well, I have a realization, or I've been thinking about this, that art is not an answer, it's a question, it's an inquiry.
Yeah.
You're looking into something. I write sometimes on the board at school, curiosity instead of people are always trying to prove that they're good.
Yeah, right. Right.
But are you willing to play the note instead of what's that? Competence, right?
Huh.
Curiosity in place of confidence. So, maybe I can play this whole passage perfectly, but maybe I don't know how it'll sound if I play an A flat instead of a G. I'm willing to find that out, even if it's so-called worse. I mix the things that I know with the things I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's alive,
Mm-hmm.
But people are so busy trying to be great and perfect and not have anybody laugh at them and or judge them.
Yeah.
One time at school, there was a drummer, and he seemed so nervous all the time. And I said, "Okay, we're going to do a concerto, and we're going to just serve you.
Huh.
What would you like?" And he said, "Well, I have to be honest with you. I don't hear any of the music playing. I hear about 1%." Because I'm so focused on, I have to do this hit on 4, and I have to keep the time like this, and that I don't really hear any music at all.
Yeah.
And I said, well, that's tragic. Let's see if we can do something about that.
Yeah.
And I told him, look, you don't have to keep any kind of... Who wants to play with this guy and give him a chance to listen and be a part of something? And 3 or 4 people raised their hand. I said, okay, this is the band. I said, take your sticks and go in the middle of the room and move how you want to move. Dance, jump up and down, do shapes, do whatever you want. Move how you would if you're some animal in a meadow. Just move how you like to move right now. And you do that for 5 minutes and then go to the drums and keep doing that. Mm-hmm. And then these people will support you. And they made an amazing piece. It was great.
Wow. When
the piece ended, I said, well, how'd that go? He said, I think I heard all the music.
That's beautiful.
So it's not like, well, I have to practice for 10 years to be able to do it. Yeah. He just needed an opportunity and an invitation to get to what he really wanted. So I made a frame where he could succeed and he could experience what he wished for. Mm. And then other people wanted to help, and they did. And he'll never be the same. Now he'll hear the music a lot better than before.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why do you play? You play to hear, not to show off your shit.
Right.
Excuse me, my language, but
sorry.
To hear something, to have your ears wake up, to have your imagination wake up, to have your spirit wake up, be alive. That's why we play.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because none of us are any good. If you think you're any good, listen to the next guy. Yeah. You'll play circles around you.
Yeah, right, sure.
Anybody gloating over their skill, watch out. I can show you 10 people in the Congo that can play circles around you.
Right.
Tibet.
Sure.
You know, with more clarity, more power, more beauty, more honesty. So stop it.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
There's no need. You know.
Yeah.
So what are you up to? What's interesting to you about music and life these days?
Oh, well, all the things that you said related to what I am doing these days, actually.
Great.
Yeah. I mean, it's very inspiring. I think this conversation is I'll probably appreciate it more than any of my listeners will, because it just resonated with me on several levels. And
don't underestimate your listeners.
Yeah. No, I shouldn't do that. You're right. That's true. You're right.
Because you don't know.
Sure. That's true. You're right.
Might be listening.
There's an assumption. I shouldn't make assumptions. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's nice if
it's very inspiring. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
There's no separation between me being in this world and everything exists here in space. It's all one thing, and there's no separation.
And, that's what we want. Yeah.
Yeah. And
see, we're so polarized, Keith.
Yeah.
You know, there is no us and them.
Right.
It's all us.
It's all us, exactly. It's all me, and it's all one thing.
Yeah, but you know, you got to work on it in terms of, look, when you're ridiculing somebody or you're not noticing someone or something. I do my best. Of course, I can't do it all the time, but I want to see each branch. I want each branch to know that I see you.
Right.
And I'm looking out my window, and I always admire the trees because I want to be sensitive. You know, I want to be able to sense in a selfish kind of way. I want to feel things. Mm-hmm. So when the wind blows, which it's been doing, then the tree moves. It doesn't say, I don't want to move.
Right.
These branches move. The
right,
leaves,
sure.
Well, there's no leaves now, but when there are leaves, they flutter.
Right.
Well, when the drummer plays a little softer, I want to feel that.
Yeah.
I want to go there with him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's being present in the moment.
Yeah, and I fail all the time.
Yeah, me too. But
all the time, but
you can see it
there
and go
because of that yearning to be a part of things.
Yes.
Not important, especially as we get. I'm 75 now. Who cares what I do?
Yeah.
None of it is important. The young people are making the life happen.
Sure.
But if I'm invited, I'm allowed to participate in anything. I'm grateful, and then I want to be present, like you say.
Yeah. When you're present, anything can happen, and you can be and you're part of it. You're a part of it, whether you're
anything happens and nobody notices it.
Right. Exactly.
Gets
right.
The benefit out of it.
Right.
What good is it?
Yeah. If you shut yourself off from that, then you're not really present to all the possibilities that are in that moment. I'm not saying it very well, but
no, you are.
Yeah.
But like Drew Keller, the drummer I play with all the time here, I'd say now we're playing the music too good because we rehearse a lot.
Yeah.
I say,
right.
Be careful.
Yeah.
Make sure you're still interested in how it could sound that we never did before.
Right.
So then he'll play this outrageous rhythm on this piece that doesn't even seem to sync up, and it's so cool. He'll just be courageous, and try something.
Yeah.
He was amazing. And watching somebody understand something. When he was a freshman at CU, and he's from Spokane, and he was used to, you just got to keep the beat,
Right.
And you got to keep it steady, and it can't change, and you can't get distracted by anything else. Each solo's the same. Everything's the same.
Right.
You just got to do it and do it great. And I kept bothering him and giving him crap, just saying, no, that ain't it. I said, I overlaid a 6/8 onto this thing. You acted like it didn't even happen. You didn't help me. You didn't hear it. You didn't adjust at all.
Uh-huh.
You just were totally oblivious. And then you're not contributing. You're not giving me cool ideas of things that you want in the music that I don't know about.
Uh-huh.
And for the whole year, he was kind of frustrated and trying to figure it out. He went home for the summer. When he came back, he said, we need to hang for a couple of hours. Let's just take a hike, and then I want to play with you. And I think I'm close to understanding what you mean.
Yeah.
And we took a hike, and we talked about all of it. He came back, and we played, and it was all there. And he was noticing details, and he was changing stuff, and he was connecting with every little thing, and he was contributing all kinds of neat stuff.
Yeah.
And I play with him all the time. He's my favorite guy here, by far. So, it took it a year because his background was so different. And it didn't make sense at first. And then, wow. Then it was instant. Totally. Right there.
Yeah.
So, you don't have to try for 100 years and be frustrated. You can actually sometimes just enter a new way of looking or living.
Right.
Just in that moment.
Right.
Every moment gives you the chance.
Absolutely. That's right.
To make it work in a way that's better for you, better for the planet, better for your friends, better for your enemies.
Sure.
You can do it, but you have to stay awake to do it. You have to be willing to just stop all your silly stuff that doesn't help and relax into what's being presented.
Yeah, that's another one of my teachers says that all the time. Relax into this beingness. Relax into this present moment. let go of all that stuff.
So when I do these workshops, one of the things that I might do is like, I'll just play a short improvised piece just to share where I'm at that day, and also to have them, if they don't know me, or, have them hear some music. And I say, here are the 4 things I'd like you to practice while you're listening. No, I'd like you to put aside, it's not bad or wrong, put aside whether you like it or not. Because if you decide you don't like it, you'll stop listening. If you decide you like it, you'll stop listening. So let's leave that out. Is it any good? Is it worthy? Is it good music? Put that away. What kind of music is that? Is that jazz? Is that modern classical music? Is that classical music? Is that Africa, Indian music? What is that?
Right.
Put that aside too, because maybe in the next second it'll be opposite of what you think.
Yeah.
Also, maybe it's not really much to do with that. And so like it or not like it, good or bad, what kind is it? And I said, when you meet another human being, for instance, put those things aside. Do you like them or not? You know them for 5 seconds.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Are they a good person or not? You don't know that.
Right.
Even if they're angry, maybe that's just where they're at right that moment.
Right.
And do you like them or not? Are they a good person? What kind of person? Is that a yuppie? Is that whatever, whether it's about age or race or, whatever labels you have, maybe that's not so important. And then you'll face each person with the same freshness as you do each sound. Because all those things are your prejudices, they're your biases, and they're your fears. So if you can lay them aside, and all the notes become possible, all the people become worthy, you might realize in that moment, stay away from this person, they're dangerous right then. But it doesn't mean they're always dangerous,
right?
Or they're bad, or they're mentally ill. Maybe they're not. Maybe they are. You don't know enough.
Yeah.
And use your instincts to embrace them or walk away so you don't die or get beat up or whatever it is. But take away this armor and this labeling. It's also why social media is so powerful and dangerous. I don't use a computer. Never did. I never did an email. I never did a text. I'm not proud of it. But one of the reasons is I don't want all that judgment, and I don't want the smiling face.
Yeah.
I don't. And if people send stuff to my website, Russ just throws it out. I don't want people's opinions about me or what I do, including when they think it's great or not. I just don't want it.
Yeah.
I want to be in the world I'm in. I want to be with my wife. I want to be with Colorado when I'm in Colorado, with Arizona. When I'm there, I want a small world, tribal world that I can experience directly. That's what I want.
Yeah.
So I leave all that other stuff out. And again, it's not better or it's not right. It's just that I know I can't deal with it.
Right.
It's distracting for me. When I talk to you, I just want to talk with you. That's it.
Right.
Nothing else.
Right.
Well,
that's beautiful, man.
Do you have anything else you want to ask or discuss?
Well,
And again, I think it would be neat for you to visit the website. My friend Russ does a beautiful job.
I will, yes.
You can see what are the new recordings that I'm very happy with. And, about the book and about whatever gigs are coming up. even sign up and say, be a part of Where's Art, so you know if I'm playing somewhere. Or
Yeah, that's right. I am. And it's artlande.com, correct?
Yeah, artlande.com.
Right.
Yeah. And then it's, I had no way of people knowing since I don't do things. And Russ is, he was Oregon sound man for years.
Yeah,
I know him forever.
Yeah.
And he's my right hand. He's great.
Mm-hmm.
And he's my friend. And he said, Art, people need to know what you're making and what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let me handle it.
Yeah.
And I pay him a fee every year, and he does all that for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I ever, I've looked at it maybe, but I don't have a computer, so I don't know. Everybody says it's great. So I hope it is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah.
And, we stay current. I tell him about the different projects and bands. And,
yeah.
He keeps people up to date about the things.
Yeah. Well, what I'd say is this has been beautiful, and it's been, for me, it's been, I'd say it's a relief, really. I resonated with everything you said, and I think it's important for people to hear. Although I can't make that judgment for people either. Maybe it's not important for some people, but
it's definitely not important.
But it's
it might do what it did with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Or maybe make somebody mad. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or think that I'm flaky or whatever they think. It's their business.
Yeah.
But I offer it because you asked me.
Absolutely.
You asked me to share.
And I'm grateful that you did.
I could have told what I'm really up to, what matters to me, how I'm living and how I'm playing.
Yeah.
And how we're all doing here. I mean, I can't be more grateful to my community here, actually all over the world.
Yeah.
Because I've had, a lot of medical challenges in the last 3 years, one after the other, and I feel so much support and love. And then people would still come over and play. I mean, it's been amazing. Even I barely can play sometimes. Now I'm okay for the moment.
Yeah.
But I've had some strong stuff where, I couldn't do a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
They'd come over and play anyway,
Yeah.
So I'm very grateful, and we're all very happy here in Colorado and Boulder and Denver and all the environs about how much wonderful musicians, and they're good people.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm very lucky.
Yeah, I think you are. I'm going to come. And visit.
Okay,
I want to play with all these people.
Heads up when you're thinking about
Yeah.
it. We'll be back here we'll be in Phoenix until last week of March, and then we'll be back here.
That sounds great. Well, thank you so much for doing this, and I hope we can have more conversations like this. Actually, I think this is just a starting point. I have lots more questions to ask.
I went on about a lot of things today.
No, it's great.
So if you're more pointed about your questions, then we can discuss certain things that you're interested in more, or
absolutely,
that you want to share.
Yeah, but this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to.
Anything else.
I wanted just to let you. I just wanted to hear what you did. Open up and just tell us about yourself. About your music, and what you think.
Made me feel very welcome. I hope I didn't overdo going into the things I did, but
no, it's beautiful. I hear all these things.
If you want to do it, we can do it.
Absolutely,
yeah. I can more respond to specific questions.
Sure, of course.
What notes do you use? I was telling kids I use the black-white theory of harmony. So if the chord is C7 or G7, just play all the black notes. And if it's E flat or G flat, then use all the white notes. That'll give you a lot of good color.
Yeah.
I leave you with that. So
that's beautiful.
The black-white theory of the piano, or play a lot of sharps and flats if it's C.
Yeah, Art Lande's theory of music. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful, man. Beautiful, man.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you too. Thanks so much. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.
All right. Bye. Thanks for checking out Notes on Jazz. If you want to communicate with me, I offer free consultations. Just check the podcast notes for a link. You can also find a link to my website for CDs, downloads, and videos. See you next time at Notes on Jazz.